taking off in 5, 4, 3, 2. Yo, 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 it's your boy TOS, you know. It's the Fade Podcast, the one-stop shop for everything TV, media, and film related, along with any other goddamn thing we want to talk about. Coming to you live, direct, proof of concept studios. What the fudge? It's good. What's happening? What's going down? As you can see today, I'm rocking it solo. You know, as we do from time to time, go solo. Sometimes you just gotta get your own space. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta do you. I'm just joking. Rain's will be back next week. He's wrapped up tonight, so he will be back next week to join us for another great episode. But yeah, we press on nonetheless. What's good with everybody out there? If you're watching, hit that like button. If you're watching, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the Fade Podcast. However you might be listening to this right now. One of these days, I'm going to update the actual podcast page. One of these days, I'll upload all of the more recent podcasts to it. I swear it's coming. But if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, it's where we do the live show. We've been doing that for about a month or two now. Is going really well. But yeah, anyways, what's good? What's happening with everybody out there? How y'all feeling? How's life? Is everybody getting into the spooky season? Are you guys Halloween buffs? People like putting the decorations up, mark the official start of fall. I love it. I love Halloween, man. My birthday happens to be right around Halloween, so you know I'm a little biased. But even without that, I think I still fuck with the season, man. I just, you know, the air's a little crisp outside. You know, it's not too warm, not too cold. You know, somewhere in between. I'm liking it. You know, I like it. I like all the decorations, you know. People start getting a little goofier around this time of year and shit, you know. I don't know, man. I fuck with it. But this year, what I'm doing, it's a little not different necessarily. I'm not saying it's different from what usually happens, but I've made it my mission to watch scary movies. And kind of the cheesy, campy, scary movies of like the 80s and some 90s we'll throw in there. Maybe even we'll dip into the 70s. I don't know. I'm not trying to discriminate here. But yeah, I'm getting into watching the scary movies this particular Halloween season. I don't know what's made me, because usually like in my older years I've not really fucked with scary movies, but I'll get back to that later. Nonetheless, we're gonna get started here with some this week, next week. So yeah, strap in. It's gonna be a wild ride. It's not gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be a fairly mundane ride. So we got The Last Duel coming out this week. So you know, the battle of the fucked up haircuts apparently between Matt Damon's goofy looking fucking. It looks like he's going to a fucking Kid Rock concert or some shit, and then you got Ben Affleck's stupid looking shit. They look dumb. Adam Driver's the only person who looks like they weren't purposely trying to tank his career with these fucking mullets that they've got going on there. But yeah, that comes out this week. I don't know if I'm terribly interested in that. I think it looks cool. Looks alright. Not sure if it's for me though. Not sure if it's indeed for me. But anyways, Halloween Kills come out. Halloween Kills comes out this week as well. Definitely going to try to check that out. I like the first one. I liked the first. Was it David Gordon Green? I believe. I think that's who did it, right? That's his name, right? Who did the first sort of Halloween. It's kind of a sequel, but it's also just named Halloween. I don't know how that fucking works. You tell me. And they kind of ignore all the other sequels, and it's a direct sequel to the first, to the original Halloween, the one from back in the 70s, I believe. Halloween came out back in the 70s, if I'm not terribly mistaken. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I might fuck with this one. You know, Jamie Lee, she killed it. In this the last time she was out there rocking the Laurie Strode game. Early reviews have not been terribly kind, but also fuck reviews, right? Like, watch this shit yourself and come up with your own opinion is sort of my philosophy. So fuck the reviews. I want to watch it, and if I enjoy it, I enjoy it. Okay. If he dies, he dies. Okay. I have to go Ivan Drago on these reviews. I Know What You Did Last Summer is also coming out. I think it's a show though. I don't know. And we're going to talk about a trailer a little later on. Apparently, Scream is a thing again. And they're doing exactly the same thing as Halloween, where it's just named the exact same title as the original. Which let's stop this trend before it's a fucking trend. Let's just, although I guess you can point to some other points in history, honestly, even with Halloween as well. Although I guess that one was called Rob Zombie's Halloween. Was I don't know if that was the official title, but that's how everybody sort of knew it. But let's just stop this in its fucking tracks. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's the same exact fucking title. I don't think this is a remake or a sequel. Or I'm sorry, I think this is a remake and not like a sequel or anything like that. But what's weird about the Scream is it's a fucking sequel, but it's just named after the original. It's just, why? I just name it something else, literally anything else to differentiate it from. But anyways, whatever. But fuck all that. What's more important is what's coming out next week, which is fucking Dune. Holy shit! Couldn't be more excited. Could not be more fucking excited for Dune. I swear to God. Fucking, I've been waiting for this movie for well over a year. You know, Denis Villeneuve. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I literally, somebody even corrected me in the comments for one of the trailer reaction videos that we did, and I even went and I researched it, and somehow I still am not completely sure how you pronounce. I believe it's pronounced is it Villeneuve or Villeneuve? I don't know. I believe it's Villeneuve. Okay, but I could of course. Anyways. I'm very fucking excited for Dune. Anybody who knows me knows this. Maybe not anybody, obviously, but people know this. I'm very excited. Arain apparently is not that excited for Dune. Whatever. I don't know how that's possible. I suppose if you've never read it, maybe, you know, and it's clearly it has its fans, and the fans of it are very excited, and for those who had to suffer through the David Lynch's take on Dune, they clearly are very excited for hopefully this more polished version, or this, not even, I wouldn't even say polished, but this one without the weird David Lynch spin on it seems ripe for the fan base of Dune. Yeah, that comes out next week. Couldn't be more excited about it. There's a lot coming out towards the end of this year. I still have yet to see Bond. I guess I have to, you know. I guess you gotta see Bond. It's, you know, it's written in the bylaws of life that, you know, if you're a red-blooded American, at some point you do have to watch whatever the fuck latest Bond is, because, you know, reasons. But I'm also excited for The Matrix, man. That's coming out later this year, December. I'm very much looking forward to that. Although I've kind of hyped it up so much in my mind that I think I need to tell myself it's probably going to be bad in order for it to be good. If that makes any sense, right? Like I gotta tell myself it's not going to be good, with the hopes, kind of in the hopes still in the deep reaches of my mind that it's going to be great. But we'll see. But those are all the this week's, next week's for movies. But I just wanted to jump into some other shit. Bond. If we're going to return to the topic of Bond actually opened a little lower than what expectations are. But I think the reason why I bring this up is because who gives a fuck? I guess is the are they going to suddenly stop making Bonds because it opened lower? Like, what do these numbers mean? Like, are they? Oh, well, we're gonna halt all production on any future Bonds until we could figure out what's going on here with why it opened slightly lower than the other Daniel Craig led films. No, they're going to proceed with the next iteration of Bond with no recollection of of a lower opening than previous Bonds with No Time to Die. It doesn't fucking matter, right? And so I always find it interesting whenever this is like the topic of conversation, especially with such a staple like the Bond franchise. I never understand why people like fucking, get up in arms about, oh my God, this opened lower. Is that going to mean no more films? No. So then what the fuck does it matter? Anyways, I digress. But we did get a first look at, in other news, we got a first look of Timothy Chalamet as Wonka with the new Wonka movie, I guess, in production. And, I got to say, man, I'll go ahead and pull this up here in just a moment. I really do have to say that not sure if I'm feeling it. Not entirely sure if I'm feeling Timothy Chalamet as the new Wonka. Simply because it might be too creepy. All right, look, I didn't fuck with the Johnny Depp Wonka because it was just fucking weird. Whoever cast that is, it left a lot to be desired there. But Timothy Chalamet looks like he could kind of be a little creepy as Wonka. And I absolutely love the I love the original movie. I'll tell anybody that. So let me pull up this image here of Timothy Chalamet as Wonka. Let's see. Let's get this up here. There we go. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Sorry. Let's see. What do I want to do here? I want to do this. There we go. All right. So we got here Timothy Chalamet as Wonka. Yeah, you see how he kind of just looks a little fucking creepy there? I'm getting a little Johnny Depp vibes here from him. Not sure if I'm feeling it. Hold on, let me see if I can dial in here. There we go. All right, here we go. Now we're cooking. So for those who are just listening, not watching, go find a photo of Timothy Chalamet as Wonka, and so you could follow along in the discussion here. But you see how he just has that glare, that's like I'm up to some weird ass shit. I might be into a little some weird shit here. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I'm getting Jolly Candy vibes from him. Although Wonka did get in the original film, he did get a little creepy towards the end there. Right, not gonna lie, but. I don't know about this one. I don't know. I do not know if this is what we want to do here. And then we have another picture of him, I guess, with his cane, I guess, and maybe he's like opening up some sort of treat or present, or I don't know what the fuck he's doing there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about Timothy Chalamet as Wonka. Let me know. You guys tell me. Whoever's watching this right now. feel free to comment on what do you think. What do you think we're gonna get from Timothée Chalamet as Wonka? Hopefully, it's not too creepy and weird. Is all I'm hoping for. But let me know. Maybe you guys are looking forward to it. Maybe not. I don't know. You tell me. Okay, moving on. So also in the news, we have news that Will Poulter is going to be Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And Will Poulter, he's done a lot of things. Like I remember him from, he was in Midsommar, as apparently they force you to pronounce it as. But he was also in, God, what was it? What was a movie with Andy Sudeikis or Jason Sudeikis? I think it was like Meet the Taylors or something like that. Hold on, that's gonna kill me now that I can't remember the name of this movie. Jason Sudeikis. Meet the Millers. That's what it was called. It was called Meet the Millers. Anyways, he was in that as well. I don't know. I for those people, for everybody who kind of freaks out whenever there's some sort of casting news, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this person's playing this." Just like, shut the fuck up. Everybody, calm down. Everybody, just fucking breathe a little bit. But the reason why I say that is because you never fucking know. Some castings are miscast, like I said, with Johnny Depp as Willy Wonka. Hard miss, okay? Hard fucking miss, okay? But I don't know that until you see it, because you never know what direction they're going to take the character. And I didn't like the entire fucking vibe of the movie of the Johnny Depp's Willy Wonka and the Shock Factor, or if it was called I forget what the fuck it was called, but usually everybody freaks out, like when Ben Affleck got cast as Batman. Oh my god, I can't believe when it was Robert Pattinson cast as I can't believe Robert Pattinson is Batman. And it's just, calm down, wait till they and then the fucking trailer for the Batman comes out, and everybody's like, holy shit, this looks fucking awesome, right? All right, so shut the fuck up, just let it marinate. It's like fucking cooking, right? Like sometimes you might think, what the fuck am I going to use fish oil for? Like what do I need that for? Or I don't know, whatever the fucking ingredients, anchovies, anchovies can't. And then you have it in some shit, and you're like, holy shit, this is not bad at all. So, anyways, Will, I don't know how you pronounce this name. What is it? Poulter? Will Poulter. Look, might be a dope Adam Warlock, man. But I know Adam Warlock's supposed to be dumb strong. So yeah, he definitely has his work cut out for him. And this is Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is shaping up to be very, very interesting, because I'm assuming. I guess word is also Elizabeth Debicki is also going to be starring in it as well. Who I believe she's reprising her role as one of the gold people. I forget what the fuck they're. I know all the comic book heads are like, shut the fuck up. But yeah. Anyways, she revealed Adam Warlock's like chamber or some shit like that at the end of, I think it was volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is pretty dope, but then we never actually got to see it. So now I think we're going to be able to see this, obviously this Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy volume 3 should be dope. So that came out this week as well. And also in other casting news, Killian Murphy, who, sometimes, you're as the old cliche goes, sometimes you are the bridesmaid, never to be the bride, right? And that's what it has been with Killian Murphy and Christopher Nolan. And all of Christopher Nolan's, okay, I don't know if I can say all of Christopher Nolan's movies, but in a good majority of Christopher Nolan's movies, Killian Murphy has played a character in one shape or another. He was the Scarecrow in all 3 Dark Knight films. He was the business dude in Inception. He was in Dunkirk as well. Fuck, what else was he in? I'm trying to think. I don't know if he was in The Prestige. I don't recall. I don't think so, but I also can't remember. And also, I don't think he was in Interstellar. Let me see. He definitely wasn't in. I don't think he was in Memento. I don't think he was in Memento either. And then Nolan's latest movie. Don't think he was in that one either. But anyways, a majority of his fucking movies, Killian Murphy's been in. But news just broke this past week that he's going to be in Christopher Nolan's new film, but as the lead. Finally, The Bride. And so after all these years of working with Nolan was like, all right, fuck it, man. All right, I guess to give a nod to your loyalty, we'll go ahead and cast you as the lead. Fuck it, why not? And also, Killian Murphy, he's a fucking fantastic actor. So it's shaping up nicely if he's going to be helming the film. Now, Nolan's next project is going to be about Robert Oppenheimer and I guess the creation of the atom bomb. I don't know. Nolan might be time to leave World War II alone. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe move on to a different era. I don't know. But anyways, I love Nolan. Anybody who knows me, I still think that Nolan is probably the best director working right now. At least my favorite director working right now. Him and Ryan Coogler, I think, is 1A and 1B, and I actually hate that saying, so I don't know why I just repeated it, but I love those two. But Nolan, I love all of his movies. I don't know if there's one I've watched where I'm like, I don't really fuck with it. But anyways, in other news as well, we got news this week that Catherine Hahn is going to get another turn as Agatha Harkness. For those who watched WandaVision, she of course, and I guess spoiler alerts, plays Agatha Harkness in the series, and so now she's getting her own basic like spin-off from it, which I just knew as soon as that fucking hot track dropped, the fucking Agatha All Along. You just knew that she was going to get her own shit. That shit was thumping. They made remixes to it. That joint was rocking. Agatha all along. That joint was bumping. So of course she's going to get a spinoff here. So let me read a little bit of this Variety article. Hahn reprised the role of Agatha Harkness in a series, which is described by sources as a dark comedy, though exact plot details remain under wraps. Would expect nothing less. Catherine Hahn, she's a fantastic actress who I believe does really, really well in more comedic roles, because I think she, if I'm not mistaken, she comes from Saturday Night Live, sort of that tree branch there, so she'd feel right at home in some sort of comedy, this being a dark comedy, which I think is perfect considering who her character is, and so yeah, looking forward to that. I think it was just a no-brainer, so yeah, good one on Catherine Hahn, man. She's crushing it, man. With all that being said, we're just gonna jump right the fuck into our first of two trailers here. Again, I don't know why the fuck they just keep naming these sequels after the original. It's the same exact fucking title, but here we go. Scream is not being remade. It is simply a continuation in the franchise. So we get a new installment of the Scream horror franchise, and it will follow a woman returning to her hometown. Of course, they're talking about Sydney Scott. Yes, I believe that's what her name is from Scream. Sydney Scott, right? I might be wrong about that. Let me look that up real quick. But anyways, returning home to try and find who's been committing a series of vicious crimes, not necessarily deviating from what the original plot of Scream was. and we get the director is, or the directors, I guess, are Matt Bellantini or Bettolini, however you pronounce that, Ulpin, and Tyler Gillett, and is written by James Vanderbilt and Guy Bushik. This, of course, is starring Neve Campbell, who's returning as Sydney Prescott. That's what the fuck it was. I was missing the press in there. But Sydney Prescott, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette, and Henry Ayers Brown, and is due out January 14th of 2022. So without further ado, let's check this shit out. Let's check out what's going on Scream.
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Doors unlocked. All doors locked. Doors unlocked.
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Something about this one just feels different.
Samantha?
I know who you are.
I've been through this a lot. This is your life now, which means that whoever this is gonna keep coming for you. You ready for this? Never.
Oh, stop! Wait! There's certain rules to surviving.
The attacks were all on people related to the original killers.
Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here. And I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
All right. That was the trailer for the new Scream movie. I can appreciate how they're trying to do sort of the updated, scenario with the phone that, I'm sure has like the fucking Ring app on it or some shit, and you can lock all the doors and somebody's unlocking it and all that other shit. I can appreciate that, but I kind of wonder, like, Scream was really fucking original when it came out, right? It was because we'd done sort of the whole 80s Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers thing, right? And everybody started getting started getting a little stale, right? So then we kind of take a little bit of a turn with Scream, where it offered more realism in it. It was something that was just very sort of meta, and it was really fresh and interesting. I don't know if we're I feel like we've been through some cycles here, and it feels like we're trying to sort of recycle that genre, this sort of the Scream genre that sort of reinvigorated sort of the idea of a slasher. And I'm not at all trying to act like I'm a fucking horror buff. I am not. So if I'm getting terms wrong and all this other shit, forgive me. But I don't know if this works in 2021 or 2022 when it comes out. I don't know if it works, man. I just don't know if just don't see how relevant it is in today's context, you know? And I feel like there might be a lane for it to be relevant, but it has to be done in such a way that that is new and interesting. And I just don't see that happening. I feel like with each iteration of it, it's just the recycling of that same original idea, which was cool back in 1999, right? 99. I think 99 is when Scream originally came out. I could be wrong about that. It could have been earlier, right? Let's see. Scream 96. Holy shit, I was way off. 1996. It was original back in 1996, right? And what's interesting is that came off of the heels of Wes Craven making A New Nightmare, which was sort of the stepchild in the Freddy, the Nightmare on Elm Street series. And A New Nightmare was actually, I feel like, the kind of the blueprint for Scream. He kind of went all the way with Scream, but a lot of, I think, the meta ideas that Scream, that was prevalent in Scream was, I feel like, born in A New Nightmare. And I actually went back recently and watched that. It's still a really weird movie, but I appreciate how they try to come from a completely different angle. And I feel like I don't know, man, when it comes to a lot of these horror movies, I feel like we've seen it all, man. We've seen all this shit, and it's hard to captivate us, or at least maybe I should just speak for myself. It's hard to get my attention with a horror movie, as like Scream did, right? Because Scream was like legit fucking frightening when it first came out. And it was because, holy shit, this could actually fucking happen. You can get some crazy ass teenagers who just want to do some crazy shit. Now, albeit super theatrically, right? But this could be an actual thing, and so that's what made it terrifying. And I feel like since then, though, I don't know. It's like we've just been trying to recycle that same thing without really appreciating what made the original so special. It's kind of like, instead of producing a new idea that can have the same effect, we're just trying to regurgitate that same thing, which I don't know if that works. Anyways, that was Scream, or the trailer for the new Scream movie comes out. But shout out to Neve Campbell, man, getting that check every 6 to 8 years, every decade, coming out with at least 1 or 2 Scream movies. I can appreciate the come up, okay? Getting those checks in the mail ain't bad. Ain't mad at you. Moving on. So in other remakes, now I believe this is a hard remake, but we're getting yet another Home Alone movie here, and not looking forward to it. There's just no improvements that can be made upon the original. All right, we're not, it's like somebody's trying to make a new Thriller album, and it's like, why? Just no. It's not gonna work. But anyways, I'm not here to chastise them. I'm just here to react. So look, the synopsis for this film is: a married couple tries to steal back a valuable heirloom from a troublesome kid. This is directed by Dan Mazer and written by Mikey Day, Streeter Seidel, and starring Ellie Kemper, Rob Delaney, Archie Yates, and Kenan Thompson, and is due out November 12th of this particular year. So without further ado, let's check out Home Sweet Home Alone.
'Twas the night before Christmas vacation, and the fun was in full swing.
You have split our family onto 2 separate flights.
Mom!
Max, please!
The family left for their big vacation,
Is that everyone? The cars are leaving now!
but forgot one little thing.
Mom? Dad? Uncle Blake? They don't even know I'm here. They don't even know I'm here. My mum and dad have gone to Tokyo. I'm totally on my own.
You do realise that my 10-year-old son is at home by himself. You just assumed Max was on the other flight.
We didn't take a census.
We got reports of suspicious people around 36 Lincoln Ave.
I can't go to jail, honey. I wouldn't last 30 seconds in Gen Pop. It's where fresh fish get got.
Nobody here is getting got.
And we're criminals.
I don't think so. This is my house. I have to defend it. Orange stripe, center pocket. Ooh, that did not sound right.
I am trying to get home to my son, who is alone. I'm scared. And he needs his mother.
Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh no, a ladder!
You think I'm that stupid?
Yes, I do.
All right, that was the trailer for Home Sweet Home Alone. Stupid title, by the way. But even more than that, apparently maybe it's not a remake because Bud, I believe, is in the film. You can see him. I guess he's a cop who's wearing a cop's uniform, naturally, and it said McAllister, and I'm pretty confident that was Bud. That looked okay. That looked all right. That looked okay. Yeah, just okay. Just okay. I don't even have too much to say about this. I suppose maybe you just get tired of showing the same Home Alone over and over again. And you're like, all right, well, we need to update this. You know, it's a classic idea. Kid home for the holidays. Some robbers come in. He fucks them up, with, some well-placed booby traps. And, people enjoy themselves. Pay us the $15 to get into the theater, and we're good. It's a good handshake. But I don't know, man. I just think that if you're going to redo a classic, you gotta come correct. Like, you gotta, and that just felt like, yeah, I don't know, man. That just felt whack. If I'm being perfectly fucking honest, that just did not seem like it was an enjoyable time at the, if you should see, and I guess maybe they're showing this on Disney Plus, and maybe you're not paying your $12 or your $15 at the theater. Because this is, I believe, coming out on Disney Plus per the end of this trailer here. So yeah, I don't know, man. We're getting another Home Alone for some strange reason. But yeah, that was that. It's coming out November 12th again of this particular year. Okay, moving on. We are going to move on to our next story here. So for those who don't know, to make a very, very long story short, Kumail Nanjiani, very great actor. I loved his film. I think it's called The Big Sick, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, The Big Sick. The Big Sick, which was kind of based on his life as well as his wife's life as well. Anyways, so great actor. He's a Pakistani actor, comic, and he is in the new Eternals movie. So naturally, for the new Eternals movie, he got jerked the fuck up. He got swole, like he got the type of swole that, where you just start talking different. Where, somebody might ask you a question and you'd be like, oh, well, this is where, now you're answering like, well, you go over to the left, you make a right, strike a pose for no fucking reason. So he got that kind of swole. And apparently, this has caused the world to relate differently to him. So, look, I'm just going to read a little bit from this Hollywood Reporter article. So Kumail Nanjiani in an interview with GQ, and this is from the Hollywood Reporter, in an interview with GQ, spoke about how his life has changed since December 2019 when he posted an image of his changed physique for the Eternals film. He said after getting jacked for his role in the upcoming Eternals, he questioned the kinds of messages his transformation sends about masculinity, saying other men have started reacting to him more aggressively. That includes one instance at a gym that saw someone get alarmingly aggressive after the actor asked them to put on a mask, or I guess someone, maybe the same person, maybe not, to put on a mask. He added, I just want to be like, dude, if you learn how to cry, you'd be a lot happier. And I think this is a really interesting story because there are a couple different layers to it. First, it really is weird in Hollywood when a celebrity goes through like a body transformation, like a permanent body, or not, maybe not permanent, but a really sort of drastic body, body transformation, in any sort of direction, and it becomes like an obsession for everybody, right? It becomes, oh my God, Kumail, what's your workout regimen? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, let's just talk about your body. And it's like a weird fucking thing. It's like, yeah, dude, I started fucking just hitting the gym fairly hard. Calm down. Like, I'm still an actor, still comic, still doing all the other shit. But now just, fucking, I got a six pack, like, chill the fuck out, dude, but even maybe a little bit more than Kumail though. I noticed this with Rebel Wilson, who's had a bit of a body transformation herself. Rebel Wilson, of course, she is from Pitch Perfect, that series, and she lost quite a bit of weight. And then you just one article after another about like, and I when I was thinking about this earlier, what I was going to say was, oh man, everybody's talking about this. I don't know if anybody's talking about this, right? But I do know that a lot of fucking articles are written about it. That's the thing I know for sure, right? I don't know if I don't think this is a thing that everybody's like noticing or caring about, right? But there's a lot of media attention when it comes to Rebel Wilson's weight loss. And suddenly it goes from never talking about Rebel Wilson to what's Rebel Wilson wearing? What's she doing? Is she at a beach? Is she at an award show? Like what? And then it becomes this like weird fucking obsession, which is like the more and more weight she loses, the more and more the media seems to get obsessed with her, which is strange, to say the very fucking least. Not saying that body transformations are bad or anything like that, not even remotely, in any direction, right? Whether you lose a bunch of weight, gain a bunch of weight, go from super jacked to being, not super jacked, it doesn't matter. Like what? Why the obsession? And again, I refrain from thinking that everyday people are obsessed with these stars, body transformation. And I think it's more of just a media thing, that the media is like, oh, you don't have anything else to talk about, so fuck it, let's just talk about how this person got super jacked, or this person lost a bunch of weight, or this person gained a bunch of weight. And it just seems very fucking strange, that's what everybody wants to like focus on, because it's like the person's talent, we don't give a fuck about that. Person hitting the gym twice a week, for 6 months straight, let's talk about that, anyways. So I just thought this whole story was kind of funny, but it is kind of funny, like Kumail getting Diesel, and all of a sudden dudes bowing up to him like, what's up, bro? What's up, man? You ain't gonna put on your fucking mask. It's America, boy. Chill, Holmes. Chill, bro. But he is right though, man. Wearing or this whole idea of masculinity, right? Like we think of it as like if you look super cut or if you get super cut, then that means that you're more of a man, right? You're more aggressive. You're just naturally like, you know, that's what people expect out of you. But what if the person who like isn't personality wise isn't like that at all, but they do end up getting super jacked like Kumail, right? Do you just, you know, you just stay the same, you know, where it's just like you're kind of you're maybe not aggressive, right? But you have a body that might, at least to a lot of people, speak to aggression, right? That if somebody sees somebody really fucking swole or diesel, they immediately think that this person's aggressive, when that very well might not be the case. There's no, just because you lift a bunch of weights doesn't mean you have an aggressive personality. It just means you lift weights. Like, but anyways, you know, I don't think you're ever gonna. I'm not sure if you're ever going to change that dynamic. I think that's literally always going to stay the same. But you know, even outside of toxic masculinity, there's just toxicness, period, right? And my homie Dean Cain, I'd like to bring him to the front of the altar here, the front of the court here. So Dean Cain apparently takes particular issue with the fact that we now have a bisexual Superman. So for those who don't know, so essentially John Kent, who's Clark Kent's son, is now officially, I guess this is all in the comics, right? Now officially the Superman of Earth, since Clark Kent dipped out, went somewhere else. I don't know where the fuck he went. He went to In-N-Out Burger or some shit. He left, and now John Kent, again Clark's son, is the official Superman of the Earth. And it just came out recently that John Kent has come out as bisexual. Now, of course, without fail, people come out of the woodworks. I can't believe, why is bisexual? I don't get it. Blah, 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 blah. But one funny person to come out and comment about it was Dean Cain. Of course, because Dean Cain is formerly Clark Kent. He played Clark Kent on Lois and Clark for probably too many years. I'll get to Lois and Clark here in a bit. But I did want to play this one clip because I was going to try to sum up what Dean Cain said, but I feel like Dean, I'll let you speak for yourself, my good sir.
I don't think it's bold or brave or some crazy new direction. If they had done this 20 years ago, perhaps that would have been bold and brave. But brave would be having him, you know, fighting for the rights of gay people in Iran, where they'll throw you off a building for the offense of being gay. They're talking about him fighting, you know, real world problems like climate change, the deportation of refugees, and he'll be dating a hacktivist, whatever a hacktivist is. I don't know. But, you know, why don't they have him fight the injustices that created the refugees whose deportation he's protesting? That would be brave. I'd read that. Or fighting for the rights of women to attend school and have the ability to work and live, and boys not to be raped by men under the new warm and fuzzy Taliban. That would be brave. There's real evil in this world today, real corruption and government overreach, plenty of things to fight against, human trafficking, real actual slavery going on. It'd be brave to tackle those issues, shine a light on those issues. As far as, you know, I'd like to see the character doing that. I read that comic. This one, I don't think I'll be reading. I could just watch CNN or MSNBC to get this information.
Perfect. All right. So where do you start here, Dean? So let's begin here. So first of all, you ask what a hacktivist is. Clearly, it's somebody who believes that you should foul Shaq immediately upon the game beginning. Exactly at tip-off, you should just start hacking Shaq. Clearly what a hacktivist is. Idiot. Okay. Getting that out of the way. The hilarious part about that entire thing is that he goes from saying, oh yeah, for sure, instead of talking about somebody who actually is bisexual, what you should do is just go kill some brown people in defense of gay people or bisexual people. But then at the end, he's like, but also, I'm not going to read the comic about somebody who's bisexual. So it's like, like, it's so fucking weak, man, with a lot of these people. And for those who don't know, Dean Cain, he's conservative, meaning that the word woke comes out of his mouth no less than 8,000 times within a span of a 3-hour period. He hates any sort of mention of anything that's not Christian, American, and just all around good. So what's amazing about Dean Cain in this instance is that, like, why not just come out and say it? Like, I just never understood, like, that weak sauce fucking, like, stance, which is like, oh, well, I'd rather see somebody defend gay people, but I'm not going to read the comic about somebody who's gay or bisexual. But it's just like, just come out and say you don't like gay or bisexual people or anything that's not straight. Like, just, why don't you just admit that? Because this whole, like, and then on top of it, your solution is just to go kill some brown people. That's it. That's the solution to this story. Is let's just go kill some Iranians, and then that should solve this issue here. Okay, Dean Cain. But the reason why I even thought this was even worth talking about was because I thought it was a perfect opportunity to just spend at least like 30-40 seconds shitting on Lois and Clark. I hate that, and I'm glad that is his legacy. That's really what anybody knows Dean Cain for, and it's the only thing he'll be known for outside of being a shitty conservative, right? Lois and Clark is so fucking lame. It was one of the worst series ever. And the reason why, I'm guessing that it stayed on the air. What did it stay on? Like 3-4 seasons, I want to say it did. Maybe even more. I don't know. But the feeling that I have is that, for one, this was in the 90s. And then two, there was just no other, we had nothing else. There's no competition for Lois and Clark. But I just remember it being kind of like the precursor to Charmed, and it's very well documented on this podcast how much I fucking hate Charmed, because it was just a bad show, just terrible. And Lois and Clark, I can't even bring myself to go and actually watch one of those. And I've been going back and watching a lot of old shit. Right now, I'm in the middle of watching Aliens, and I forgot to actually talk about that at the top of the show. But I'm going back and I'm watching Aliens. I'm watching all the old movies, watching all the old shows. I just went back recently. I just started watching Sliders again. Don't ask me why, but I just started watching Sliders. It's an okay show, but a little campy. But Lois and Clark, there's a special place in my heart for how much I fucking hate that show. I hate it so fucking much. It was such a pathetic turn as Superman for Dean Cain. And it was the one we grew up with, right? But it wasn't until I got older I was just like, yo, this shit is whack as fuck. Just everything about it. The fucking, the CGI was just garbage. The fucking plot lines were horrible. His acting was just terrible. Honestly. And look, all respect to her, Terry Hatcher, she was terrible in that too. Like, I'm not gonna fucking shield her from this. Everything about that fucking series I fucking hate. So with that being said, Dean Cain, I wish you would just come out and just say, hey, don't like gay people. just fucking admit it, rather than fucking hiding behind this, like, well, I think they should just go out in defense of gay people. Why don't they talk about that? Shut up. Anyways, that's the end of that. Yeah, that's my show. To end it on a fucking high note, right? But yeah, let me know in the comment section what y'all think about any and all things that we talked about here today. But as always, leave a like, leave a subscribe, Share the shit with anybody and everybody. We appreciate you guys. We will be back next week. I believe we're starting our tournament back up. We haven't forgotten about it. The greatest show of all time, which will not contain fucking Lois and Clark, or Clark, whatever the fuck the show was called. It was terrible. It deserves not to be remembered. Honestly, I even love I love Smallville. I'm not gonna lie. At least some of Smallville. It started getting real terrible there towards the end, but Smallville makes Smallville look like a fucking masterpiece. Lois and Clark does. I fucking hate that series. I don't even have I have nostalgia for everything 90s and 80s except for Lois and Clark. I fucking hate that series. Anyways, we might be back next week with the greatest show of all time, our round 2 of the tournament of the greatest show of all time, to see who faces off there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is my time for the night. Rain hopefully will be back next week. We'll get it popping again. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, we will hit the very usual protocol. Fade out. Peace. Have a good night. Salut. Au revoir.